Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 2. Anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the videos that it gets out into the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes. And do not forget coming or going to like the video. So we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta, like I said, Season 16, Sweet 16, Episode 2. And to be honest with y'all, this episode was boring. It was absolutely boring. I wasn't feeling it, y'all. I was not feeling it. And here's the thing. Half the episode I already saw. So basically all I would say but like 2 new scenes, what was relevant to the episode. But half the episode Bravo had already leaked for us. And the other half I was kind of like, like what? We already saw the first 6 minutes. They already had leaked that about the Porsha versus Drew. They had already leaked the workout scene between Angela and Shamia and Drew. And they already had leaked the first part of the Porsha and Dennis scene, which they were at some place where the kids could play, featuring FILLER. So it's like when you take that away, really, you're only left with what I'm about to talk about. So nonetheless, we've continued, like I said, with the party, with Shamia's party, and apparently Kenya left early. Because after the the Porsha versus Drew of it all, where Porsha wants to break the fourth wall, wants to talk about, why is Drew trying to film with Dennis behind her back, and all this and that. And for the people, listen, whether you like Porsha or not, here's the deal. The deal is, Porsha basically, with this whole Simon thing and him trying to keep her locked up in court to block the house from being filmed, from block whatever, certain aspects of their marriage from being filmed and all that. I think Porsha's next plan for the storyline was to talk about her co-parenting with Dennis and maybe how her and Pilar are managing through the divorce and how she's managing through these friendships. And so, nonetheless, the issue that I have with Drew Sidora is we have not seen or heard from Ralph. Except for Ralph is on the Instagram, y'all, from the basement, talking about some positive vibes only. It seems like Drew basically set up Porsha to come back to the show so that she and others could use Porsha for a storyline. Because why aren't you giving us more information about your divorce? Why aren't you showing us your relationship or lack thereof with Ralph and all these things? But now you're using Porsha's baby daddy to make music when there's Jermaine Dupri out there, there's Brian Michael Cox, there's Jazzy Faye, there's all these people in Atlanta, there's Babyface, there's all these people. And you choose Dennis, who is not known out here in these music streets. Maybe that's all you could afford. Because now you're making allegations that Ralph is trying to take everything from you. I thought he was a tech guy. I thought he was a big tech guy when you were introduced to us, which would mean a big tech guy can go get his own place. No. Instead, he decided, you know what? I am going to fight for the basement. And I'm going to just stay parked right here. So you did all that hyping up of a broke man, of a dusty man, and all these things. And now you're trying to, rewrite history and all this and that. Now he's a bum that's trying to take everything from you financially. So therefore, Dennis was the most reasonable option for you to do 30 records with. No. Knowing all the stuff your supposed friend Porsha's going through. No. I'm not. I don't know. Something in the milk ain't clean, y'all. Whether you like Porsha or not, we're not getting really much of Drew's story. All this music thing is about Drew and Dennis working together and how some of the songs are inspired by Dennis's relationship with Porsha and all this and that. And they're trying to use this now to throw shots at other people, like Drew calling Shamia a lapdog. No. Even Shamia confirmed tonight, which we talked about in the Angela Yee interview, that Dennis was even trying to reach out to Shamia for a role in the movie with Regine. And Shamia left that on red. Her and her husband Gerald said, no. You see all the foolishness, because it's one thing if it's just about the music. But Drew seems to think that everything needs to be an acting job. Everything needs to be turned into an opportunity. So she was going to somehow parlay this into a storyline of sorts. No. So we have that. We get an introduction video to Angela Oakley and Charles Oakley, y'all. And I am thoroughly entertained by this madness. So apparently, Angela Oakley has her own company, all this and that. She bought 5 properties that she wants to renovate, all this and that. Was a self-made millionaire. Allegedly, she met Charles Oakley 10 years ago in Chicago. They did whatever, is what I was reading in between the lines. But basically, he did not call her until 10 years later when they happened to be living in the same condo. And X, Y, and Z happened. They got married, they blended their family, and they have a child. But I'm confused about the age of the other child. Was that a break baby? I'm just confused. Because they didn't really explain that too well. It kind of just, glossed over it all. Charles is not here for these cameras, y'all. It's giving, I'm here so I don't get fined, because y'all said housewife, so I have to make an appearance. He's up here slamming dishes, talking about, I don't care about them lames, and didn't you work with an ex before, and da-da-da-da-da. I was like, ooh, he's spicy. He's not on the level of Peter Thomas annoying, but it sounds like he's going to be in some mess this season. It sounds like somebody is going to choose the right one. Here's the thing. Since I'm an NBA fan, I know who Charles Oakley is. And he was good friends with Michael Jordan and everything else. So that right there should tell you that he's a no-nonsense type of dude. He is a no-nonsense type of dude, so we will see. I don't know whether or not yet if this is a good idea for Angela Oakley to have this on display, but we will see how it turns out. I did like when the son came in and he was making jokes about his dad and the bandana, and if he was trying to be Bruce Lee. That was hilarious. I thought that was funny, and that was cute. We also got more of an intro into Brit, and more, this marriage seems very suspect. It seems like some of the people who were rushing to get married during COVID when they thought everything was going to end for them, these are the consequences, right? Because Brit said something. She said, I just wanted to be a wife. But she didn't say that she wanted to be this man's wife. And now they're having a conversation because she is on the clock and wants to hurry up and have a baby this year. And he's like, no. Why does everything have to be, we have to do it this year, this way, this how? And I was like, uh-oh. And he was basically like, I just want to sit here, relax, and drink this alcohol and kick my feet up. And apparently he doesn't like to be outside or doesn't like to be in certain temperatures and all this and that. And apparently the mom is there as well. And so she's got questions. So Brit and the mom have to go out the scene to another room. It sounds like, Brit is the breadwinner. It sounds like Brit is the breadwinner, but if you're going to be, whatever your role is supposed to be, can you contribute in some other ways? It's just, it was like we got the nice splash of Shamia, and now we're just back to the rest of these housewives in these dusty marriages. No, ma'am. Not these dusty marriages, not these men that do not want to do for themselves, do not want to have a family with you, but basically ran to the altar during COVID because y'all wasn't sure, if any of y'all was going to make it out here. And so now what's happening is, they had a jailhouse wedding and the family had to tune in via Zoom and all the things. So now I guess Brit's storyline is going to be about planning an extravagant wedding that she's probably paying for. Make it make sense. Then we get on to Kelly. So Kelly gives us a little bit more insight to her life, and Kelly lets us know that essentially she had 2 locations of her waffle place, her chicken and waffles place, but apparently, allegedly, her ex-husband closed down one of her other locations, so now she's just down to the 1 location and is trying to open up a 2nd location, and allegedly he stole $500,000 out of her businesses and everything else and out of the accounts. No. And basically, he's not somebody who's good with paying child support unless she takes him to court and it's court order. No. And she said she spent years trying to present the perfect marriage, the perfect wife, but basically he was on some knuck if you buck. There was all types of arguments. She was sleeping in the closet. No. The police were called on several occasions, but she still presented this, this beautiful black family to the public. No. I am glad Kelly is out of this toxicity. I am glad she is out of the mess. So we are at a scene, y'all, at what is supposed to be another location of this chicken and waffles, and a publicist comes in and is basically like, this is not ready to be open, in the short time frame you're trying to give it. And then the project manager comes in and is like, listen, this is not ready to open in the short time frame you're trying to give it. I need menus. I need plans of what this is supposed to look like. I need X, Y, and Z. And you think this is going to be done in a few weeks or less? No. So, nonetheless, we will see what comes of that. If they're able to meet the deadline, if Kelly is able to put something together. But basically, she said she's trying to watch her money because she has an unreliable ex-husband as far as alimony and child support goes, and he already stole money from her. So she's basically trying to, manage the existing money that she has versus the money that she's put into her existing chicken and waffles location, and then trying to open up this 2nd one and still provide for her family. Then we get a scene with Brit and Kelly, and the dog, Kelly's dog, it was giving Quad's dog, like with all like the decor. I think the dog's name is Cha-Cha, and the Brit's dog's name Mimosa, and all the things, and they're just being pampered up and all of that. So they sit there and they have a conversation. Brit wants to harp on, Kenya discussing her ring and saying Kenya needs to focus in on her divorce. Once again, we get no side of Kenya's at all because they're basically just phasing her out of the season, y'all. Then we get into Kelly and this and that, and they're discussing Shamia's party, and basically saying that they got moved to another room because Cynthia and Kenya had put out there that they were being messy regarding asking Porsha about did she steal that lady's husband, and Kelly's like, I'm just asking what everybody wants to know. Well, I feel like at this point everybody knows the answer. What are we dwelling on? Y'all know the answer. Y'all were expecting Porsha to say it on camera. That was y'all mistake. Because if Porsha was going to say something about it, she would have. So trying to grill her about it, she's not going to give you that scene. She's not going to give you that moment. It's just like with Nene. When Nene didn't want to talk about certain things, she didn't talk about it. And led y'all to redirect to something else. So, nonetheless, Brit talks about now how she wants to plan this wedding because basically she had a courthouse wedding, and wants to have like a real wedding and everything else. And so, she was like, I just want to make sure you don't show up 3 hours late to my wedding or whatever. Basically throwing shade at Porsha for showing up 3 hours late to Shamia's birthday. And Kelly's like, no. I'm a good friend. I'm legit. So then the other scene that we had more of an extended scene of the gym scene and between Shamia, Angela Oakley, and Drew. And really, I don't know if I would recommend that trainer because what is that trainer doing? At least when we had She by Sheree, I could believe whatever trainer she was working with, what was doing something. This trainer, I was looking and it was no shade, but I was like, well, what training is he doing with Drew specifically? It was just giving random. I was confused. But it seems like, Shamia and Angela, oh, I can't wait. It seems like they've got a thing. It seems like all of the girls chose somebody to go after. It seems that Angela decided upon Shamia, even though Shamia is technically a new girl. It seems that Brit had decided upon Kenya, and Kelly had decided she's going to go at Porsha. That seemed to be the new girl strategy, to pick one of the OGs or more of the familiar housewives to just go at, to just have a toe-to-toe with. So then, there wasn't Cynthia in this episode other than the very beginning. She had a confessional regarding the Drew, Sidora, and Dennis of it all. Then we had a nice scene, and this was probably one of my favorite scenes of the episode. It was with Shamia and the surrogate that both her and Candy used. I was not aware that this surrogate now is in business with Dr. Jackie from Married to Medicine about finding surrogates for other women who have trouble conceiving. And so Shamia basically said that she's had an ectopic pregnancy in 2024. So she's been having fertility issues. And then she said that she's been doing, IVF, she said, I think 7 different times she's been doing IVF. And you have to do a number of shots in the morning, a number of shots at night, and all this and that. And she's had all these complications, but she said she's down to 4 embryos. She has 2 boys and 2 girls, and Gerald really wants more kids. And I was like, wow, after everything you've been through. And the surrogate is basically saying, Shamia, don't blame, me, that me getting cancer on this, that it was because of us, being a surrogate. She said, if anything, if it wasn't for this pregnancy, I wouldn't have been checking my breast and all this and that to know that there was breast cancer. And so she got a new set of tatas from the mastectomy and everything else. And so, I want to say this, though. So it sounds like Shamia's going to move forward with a different surrogate to try to get a boy for Gerald. Here's my question, y'all. And this is no shade. And this is not a Married to Medicine versus Real Housewives of Atlanta. But several of these reality stars have gone with Dr. Jackie, right? And there seems, can we keep it a buck, that there's been some type of complications taking place? Like, where is the follow-up care? Where is the postnatal care and all this and that? Because how does Shamia just get to, the hospital, or drives herself to the hospital, and she's not triaged properly, and she just bleeds out in the wheelchair, heavily pregnant? No. Maybe more devotion needs to be to these patients and less on filming for Married to Medicine. Can we have a talk about it for real? For real. Shamia did make a good comment, though, and that was about, it is not about the race or gender of these doctors, of these OB providers. It is about people seeing you as a Black woman, as a human being, and taking your pain and taking your concerns seriously. Because there is too high of Black mortality rate in Black pregnant moms. But it's interesting you say that. And several of y'all still go to Dr. Jackie, who thinks that Black moms are lazy and are complaining and just want doctor's notes to get out of working. Can you make it make sense? Like, I just wonder for a second with some of these other doctors, y'all, that are not on TV, that are not trying to make all these bags, but that are really focused in on you. I just wanted to put it out there. I just wanted to put that out there. So then also the final scene was, of course, Porsha and Dennis, which we already talked about, which we already saw. Porsha basically is laying down the law that she feels a way about Dennis and Drew trying to basically, film behind Porsha's back. Now, what we didn't see was the extended scene is Once Pilar says she doesn't know what else she could build, at some point she gets back over with her dad, and Porsha just walks off and starts crying, and we get an on-site confessional, y'all. We get an on-site confessional from production. It was given old school. It was giving, back in the day of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Porsha's got actual tears coming out, talking about, I'm not gonna let him see my tears and this and that. And it was interesting because she felt a certain way. Now, before we get to the hot mic scene, there was one scene I forgot to mention, and that was Kenya and Porsha. If you blinked, you missed it. I didn't like Porsha's outfit that she wore to the scene with lunch or whatever it was with Kenya. It was nice to see Kenya and Porsha and everything else getting along. Porsha had said in her confessionals that, listen, it's been 10 years and this and that. Like, we too old at this point to be arguing and fighting and tussling. What about you and Nene? Anyways, so it's just like, I just want to make it make sense. And what about you and Shamia? I just want to make it make sense. Are we, is it just for certain situations, or are we applying this to all housewives? Just trying to keep it, keep it true. So they have a conversation. Porsha is telling Kenya, for some reason, confiding in her that she's Simon's fifth wife, that basically that one time they were coming up from a helicopter or something, and they were surrounded by the police because there was something suspect going on. Apparently they were in a wrong car or something regarding Simon. And why were these producers messy and trying to put the years that Kenya had her Rolls Royce, which was the same year as Porsha's, but said that Kenya bought hers and Porsha's was gifted by Simon, and then putting up a couple of Simon's messy social media antics and all this and that. No. We don't care. What was the point? Are you trying to say people are new money? Are you trying to throw shade that, they just got this or they're in competition? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, what was the agenda? The fact of the matter is, it's 2025, and they still have those Rolls Royces, whether it was gifted to them or not. What was the point? Is what I'm getting at. So back to Porsha and Dennis. We have a hot mic moment where Porsha is driving in that same Rolls Royce that they wanted to throw shade at in the earlier point of the episode with Dennis. She's cussing Dennis out, basically telling him things are going to be bad for him and their co-parenting situation if he continues to, if he even decides to film with Drew. So I was like, wow, we're just coming in hot right now. We're just coming in completely hot. Now, I understand what Porsha's frustration is, right? That obviously with this Simon situation and them blocking the house, she now has to go to plan B, which is Dennis, to facilitate storylines and facilitate content. However, did we need to utilize Pilar in the process? We could have just kept Pilar out of the situation. We could have kept the co-parenting situation out of it. This is the issue, you guys. In whether you are a divorced couple or broken up couple, please do not insert any potential romance rumors or whatever else dependent upon what your co-parenting relationship is going to be with the other parent. No. I understand, Porsha, that it's a big deal that you're back on Housewives and you signed a production deal as well to do other shows, other programming, and all this and that. So there was a lot on the line. And I understand that Simon was originally supposed to be a big part of your storyline. Y'all was supposed to be showing your house that we already seen before with Fallon. But anyways, we didn't need to insert Pilar into it. Pilar is an innocent party that has nothing to do with whatever you've got going on with Drew. But Drew is not acting well in this situation. It is giving back with Derwin and everything else from the game. So I'm not buying any of this. But I just find it odd in the first place that they're even trying to go down this rabbit hole instead of Drew just telling her husband to come up from the basement and contribute to some content. Because my thing is, why are you latching on to Porsha's whole existence, Drew, instead of talking about this storyline? Like, you couldn't find any other producer in Atlanta to make your R&B dreams come true. Make it make sense. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.